What is Ethereum? Ethereum is a blockchain protocol that is a set of rules for storing, adding, modifying, and processing information in a decentralized way. In addition to the white paper, Ethereum's founder Vitalik Buterin and his team did a reference open source implementation of the network. It's important to distinguish between a standard and an implementation of that standard. Vitalik has done both things, but you can also use a third-party implementation, for example, of a wallet, such as MetaMask, which is also built according to the Ethereum standard. Ethereum provides a way to create programmable transactions, known as smart contracts. A smart contract is similar to a chatbot on, let's say, Telegram, Facebook Messenger, etc., but on a blockchain. While a chatbot may not be visually distinguishable from a chat partner, a live person, a smart contract may be indistinguishable from a wallet of a real person. An important detail of a smart contract is that its behavior is programmed, and the source code is visible to any user, but is immutable. This makes it possible to build very stable financial mechanisms with a mind-boggling level of trust in them, because they cannot cheat and their every action is known in advance. The incredible level of trust in smart contracts allows one to do all sorts of things: own cryptocurrencies, automated fundraising for good causes, decentralized voting systems for communities, crypto exchanges, and much more. In just a few years since Ethereum's emergence in 2015, a host of in-house and freelance developers have been able to develop a rapidly growing digital economy around the ecosystem and many new ways for creators to make money online. By February 2022, all the protocols and applications within the Ethereum ecosystem have locked more than $310 billion in user funds. Why do developers choose to build on Ethereum? Ethereum is the protocol by which devices communicate and add new transactions. Since the advent of Bitcoin, developers have constantly tried to invent their own blockchain with the addition of another small feature: Swiss Army knives, which are suitable both for money transfers, information storage, voting, tracking of the state of vegetables during transportation, were created. Vitalik Buterin has gone further, making Ethereum not just a repository of regular transaction types, even if there are 36 of them, but a full-blown computing platform where everyone can create their own type of transactions and rules, called decentralized applications, DApps. ETH, as the network's native token, serves as the fuel of the entire ecosystem. So the main value of Ethereum lies with network multifunctionality. DApps running on Ethereum are open source software. You can fork the code and reuse the apps that are already created by other developers. If you don't have the time to learn and master the ins and outs of the Ethereum environment, you can count on seasoned experts to get the job done. Our company, OQTACORE, offers its solid experience in building Ethereum DApps. Let's get back to the Ethereum network. When you make any transaction in the blockchain, you pay a gas fee in Ether, Ethereum's native currency. What is gas? Gas refers to the commission paid to miners to successfully conduct a transaction on the Ethereum blockchain platform. Since only a limited number of transactions can get into one block, and blocks appear only once every 20 seconds, there is not enough space for all transactions whenever there is a heavy load, and an auction mechanism is thus triggered, which is a classical knapsack problem. The miner must cram into the current block those transactions that would give them the most commission in total, each transaction having its own size and value. Each transaction has a different size. A transaction could simply be a transfer from one person to another. Another transaction could be a mass payout to 200 addresses from an online casino. A third transaction could be information processing and storage in a blockchain, for example, issuing a new NFT token. In order to have a single mechanism for estimating the cost of any transaction, both computing resources and memory space, the costs were reduced to a single value called gas. The analogy with a car is very appropriate here. You pay for gas, but if there is a gas shortage, the one who pays more per gallon will get the gas. That being said, if you want to drive to a neighboring area, you'll need much less gas than if you're traveling to the other end of the country. And you can pay much more for each gallon, increasing your chances of snatching up the scarce product and traveling right now instead of tomorrow. In Ethereum, it is up to the user to determine how much they pay per unit of gas. You can't pay less than 1 gigawei per gas, which is equal to 10 to the power of 9 wei. 1 wei is the minimum value of Ether, 10 to the power of minus 19 ETH. The simplest transaction, sending Ethereum from one person to another, consumes exactly 21,000 gas. At the moment, a unit of gas is about 114 gigawei. That is, the simplest transaction in January 2022 costs 746 USD. More complex transactions often consume hundreds of thousands of gas units. Ethereum has made it possible for developers to create their tokens using the ERC20, ERC223, ERC777, ERC721, ERC821 and ERC875 standards and many others. The point of these standards is multifunctionality. The Bitcoin network has a single standard, and you can't come up with something of your own, circumvent a vulnerability found, or add something such as smart contracts. Ethereum, on the other hand, enables you to create your own tokens of absolutely any kind, and ERC standards are introduced to standardize them. All tokens within the ecosystem are backed by ETH, because ETH is the native currency of the entire platform. A curious fact: the Bitcoin network also has tokens other than BTC. You may have even seen them. Recall that there is no computation in the Bitcoin network, but purely theoretically, one can put absolutely any text as a transaction. For example, someone in the Bitcoin network sent links to illegal websites as a transaction in an attempt to compromise the entire network. Such scammers used the following strategy. They sent such a transaction, then they head to court asking for Bitcoin to be banned, as it is a storage of illegal links. And some people came up with the idea of writing scripts of a special format into the blocks, scripts that could be understood only by a certain program, which counts, based on these scripts, how many tokens belong to whom. Thus, those who trust this program have also built their tokens on the basis of Bitcoin. But this hasn't gained much popularity because Bitcoin transactions are very expensive, while Ethereum transactions as of 2016 were a few cents each, which is not true anymore. Today, an Ethereum transaction can cost you up to $2,000 to create your own NFT token. So now the Ethereum network as a cluster of decentralized apps is in trouble. Avalanche, Solana, and Tron are claiming its place, proposing to use Ethereum as a centralized repository, where information is only occasionally dropped off for backups. That is, full-blown apps were previously built on Ethereum. Now it is more likely to build a long-term backup on Ethereum, while you deploy the primary protocols in some other blockchains. Ethereum 2.0. Since 2016, the Ethereum network has been running on the oldest consensus principle possible, proof of work. In 2020, Ethereum's founder Vitalik Buterin announced Ethereum's transition to proof of stake. According to him, this move would increase network scalability tenfold, reduce commissions, and wouldn't harm the security of transactions. The main reason for the criticisms channeled toward the proof of work is the enormous heat generation due to the use of electricity for mining. As of January 2022, the Ethereum network alone consumes more than 103 terawatt-hours of electricity. That's more than that of the entire Finland. Given concerns about global warming, a switch to proof of stake looks essential. Somebody also has to pay for the electricity, and it is Ethereum users. This transition will provide the network with completely different speeds. Currently, Ethereum handles about 15 transactions per second, but after full transition to proof of stake, the speed will jump to 100,000 transactions per second, and the fee will drop to a few cents per transaction. In December 2021, Ethereum developers activated the first public testnet, called Kintsugi. Kintsugi allows app developers and users to experience the Ethereum 2.0 environment. The Ethereum 2.0 development team encourages developers to start testing and prototyping on Kintsugi in order to adapt to upcoming changes to the network as soon as possible. The Kintsugi network must eliminate all risks during the merger by providing security as well as identifying any potential issues. It is important to understand that the launch of Kintsugi is not yet Ethereum 2.0, but the idea is alive. Projects are being developed for it, and the implementation is entrusted to a whole team of developers. As soon as the first proofs of the merger's safety are obtained, it will be possible to talk about the launch of the next phases of the transition to Proof of Stake. This is why Ethereum and Ethereum 2.0 developers have been hard at work trying to adapt to the changing market, striving to provide their users with the broadest and most efficient functionality for creating decentralized apps, smart contracts, and cryptocurrencies. By the way, our company, OQTACORE, brings its impressive experience in building decentralized apps that are powered and developed using the Ethereum platform. If you have a challenging idea and it requires blockchain implementation, you do not need to know programming languages. Just contact us, we will create a robust and functional DApp for you.